Come on.
No, I don't need to practice, right? Hey guys, Brandon here from Strings Direct. I'm joined by Adam from Daddario, and today we're taking a look at these cables from Planet Waves. These are the American Stage Series, and take it away, Adam.
Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, so this is our kind of flagship cable product, the American Stage Series, been out for a while now and still proven to be really, really popular. So I'm just going to take you through some of the features that you might not find in other cables. There's a bit of a kind of long story that goes into the making of this cable. I'll try and spare you and sort of give you the short version of it. So there's a couple of different things that you want to take into consideration when buying a cable, when using a cable.
Certainly.
And that we took into consideration when manufacturing what I believe is one of the best cables out there. So the first is the capacitance, so how kind of dark or bright the cable sounds. But by far and away the most important thing for me is the reliability, the strength and the durability of the product.
Sure.
So one of the things that I really like about this cable is the patented Geo-Tip technology. So on first inspection, this 1/4" plug might not look too different from any other that you've ever seen. What we've actually done is extend the length of this collar here between this part of the plug and the very end of the plug.
Sure.
We've extended that slightly. Now let me tell you why we've done that. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I certainly have. I bought a very expensive guitar in the past. Very expensive guitar, and I was plugging in, first playing it. Oh, everything's amazing in the honeymoon period, and then I noticed there was a slight sort of crackle in me signal, and I thought, oh,
sure.
Weird. Cable must be broken.
Yeah.
Replace the cable. Same problem. I tried a variety of cables. I tried these cables and many others that are on the market. I made my own cables, and the problem still persisted. Okay. So what I actually noticed in the end was that the 1/4" socket that the plug actually goes into is manufactured to a tolerance, and the length of the sleeve was actually slightly larger than it should have been. So let me show you what I mean. I have here a 1/4" socket. Now these are manufactured to a pretty consistent level, but they can be slightly sort of out of tolerance. And what I was finding on my guitar was that this sleeve connection was, maybe 1 mil, 2 mil longer than it should have been. So what was happening when I was plugging in my cable was that I wasn't getting a very secure connection here.
I see.
Now what we've done is extend the length of that collar so that it fits a wide variety of jacks, and that if they're just slightly out of tolerance, you're still going to get a very secure connection there.
That is very secure, yeah.
That means that it's going to be a very, very tight fit every time. Also, there's a very nice click.
Definitely.
That just shows how secure that kind of connection is. So that's one of the really simple features that you might not think about when it comes to a cable, and we're currently the only company that offers this solution. The entire plug was actually designed in collaboration with Neutrik. Now we are the only company that Neutrik has basically worked in collaboration with to design a custom plug for guitar, for audio applications. So really proud about that as well.
When it comes to cables, I'd say Neutrik is quite the name drop.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's, there are several great manufacturers. We went with Neutrik, and Neutrik do make really high quality plugs, and they made this
Very
one
much so.
specially for us with this Geo-Tip kind of technology, for lack of a better word, built in. So one of the other things, do you want to take a look at that and have a play with the click?
Lovely.
So that eliminates the problem of kind of audio dropouts and crackle because of the jack socket. Now the next thing I was talking about was strength. Strength is really important in a cable.
Sure.
When a cable breaks, 9 times out of 10, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be at the point where the cable is actually soldered to the connector. It's a particularly weak point. So we invented this new heliofusing soldering technique, which is unique to our cables. It basically strengthens that. Now, I'm not going to say it's unbreakable. Of course, anything that can be assembled can be unassembled,
sure.
But put a decent amount of effort into breaking that, and you're not going to break that soldering joint.
That is very strong.
We have a great video online actually that maybe we can link to in the description,
yeah,
that shows just how much pressure it takes to actually break the cable at the soldering joint, and
sure,
it outlasts every other cable that we tested. One of the other things I was talking about is the capacitance of the cable.
Sure.
Now for those who maybe don't understand that, whenever you're, let's take really simplified description, your guitar signal going to your amp, so you just got guitar plugged into the amp, everything in between, so cable for example, will have a degree of capacitance. This is what we guitarists often call tone suck. Sure. And usually it means that we're losing some of the high frequencies and some of the low frequencies, so we're not getting quite a pure signal through the cable. Now what we did in the States was we actually got lots of professional guitarists and session musicians to come and play through a variable capacitance device. So what we did was we plugged in a cable to a specially designed device where we could make the capacitance more or less, thus making the tone brighter or darker. What we found was we made a very, very bright sounding cable that had next to, a really low capacitance. And it was something like 9 out of 10 of the guitarists were like, oh, that's so bright, my guitar surely doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
Because we're used to having a slightly mellower guitar tone.
Sure.
So what we did was we experimented, and the majority of people that played kind of through this capacitance device found that 28 picofarads was about the right amount of capacitance. So it was nice and bright and nice and clear, but not massively bright and not too transparent.
Sure.
So it has the perfect level of capacitance for a guitar cable that our ears want to hear.
Lovely.
And the very final thing is if I know you've been kind of playing with that cable as well, you'll feel it has a nice kind of soft matte finish.
Yep.
More than being just kind of pleasing to touch and aesthetic, it actually means that it doesn't get sticky under heat or anything like that. So
Definitely.
the normal kind of shiny plastics that you use if your hands are sweaty after a gig, you might find that they get sticky from your sweat and then dirt and things attached to the cable. That just again doesn't happen with this special coating that we have.
Lovely. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been Brandon. Adam, thanks for coming again.
Thanks for having us down, Brandon. My pleasure.
No worries. And as you say, that's everything you will ever need to know about cables and all the cable you will ever need.
This collar, this space between sort of this, I can't say this without laughing, between the shaft and the shaft and the tip. On first sort of inspection, it might not appear to be much of a different 1/4-inch plug than any other that you've looked at. What you will see is that this distance between...
I just knew it.
Oh, bloody hell.
I knew it was coming. All right.
Right, I'm going to use different words instead. That soldering joint.
A strong joint.
So when a cable... Oh, bloody hell. It's really good for strangling people with as well.
Yeah, I know, right? See, like...